Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the latest episode of Under the Dome, and I don't know about you guys, but I have absolutely been loving this show. The good news is that it's been renewed for a second season, so that will be happening next summer, so that kind of gives us something to look forward to, something that'll be coming next year. So I'm super excited that this story will kind of be continuing. So let's talk about this week's episode. It was really good, and I feel like this show just keeps getting better and better, and you can also feel the tension building, and I'm loving that. You know, you've got this town full of people trapped, and I think it's so true that if that happened in real life, you know, eventually people are just going to start to freak out and lose their minds. And you can almost feel that happening slowly but surely. Really, the big deal in this week's episode was the outbreak. There was an outbreak of meningitis, I think it was. And again, it just made you realize that if something like that happened and people were trapped, you know, people are going to die, basically, because there's only so much, you know, medicine that they have inside the dome. And so yeah, once again, it's just like they're on the brink of just kind of losing control. Let's talk about the reporter woman, Julia, who I just absolutely, she just drives me insane. And I'm beginning to sense this pattern, you know, in a lot of shows that I watch where it's like that pesky reporter who just, you know, keeps asking questions. And that person just always annoys me, just always. And so I know she's looking for her husband and she's trying to figure out who Barbie is and what his deal is. But the more questions she asked, the more annoyed I got. And when she passed out in the cabin, because she left the hospital because she's an idiot, I was just kind of like, see, that's what you get. That's what you get for being nosy. If you're trying to figure everything out, you should have stayed in the hospital like they told you to. The big deal for her is that she finds out, you know, that her husband really wasn't what she thought he was. And she finds out that Barbie was kind of involved in, you know, some gambling debts that her husband had. Of course, she didn't find out that Barbie actually killed her husband, so I'm sure that'll be coming out later. Let's talk about Angie and Junior. I mean, you guys, Junior is just off his rocker. You know, he really is. He is crazy. And I don't know who the actor is who plays him. Like, I've never seen him in anything else, but he is doing such a fantastic job of playing Junior. And, you know, poor Angie's still chained up down in the basement. She's trying, you know, she tried to stab him with the scissors, and she's trying to do all kinds of things. Obviously, the big cliffhanger at the end is that Big Jim finds her down, you know, in the basement. And the big question now is, what is he going to do? You know, is he going to let her go? Or is he just gonna leave her there because he doesn't want his son to get in trouble? And Junior, you know, it looks like he's basically going to get deputized. You know, he's gonna join the police force because Lord knows they need help. But crazy man with a gun, just doesn't sound all that great. So I'm sure that that's gonna have some kind of really bad consequences in the future. I will say one thing that really kind of annoyed me, and that was the like pastor, the town, you know, preacher, pastor, priest, whatever he is. And we just get that he's not a good guy, you know, like we've gotten that, you know, that he's somehow in bed with Big Jim, you know, like they've got some sort of dastardly something going on. He's taking drugs, he's doing all kinds of crazy stuff like that. And this week, he just turned into like the full-blown, like, you know, psycho-religious person. And I love Stephen King, you guys. Like, I really do. And I've said that before. Like, I love his books. They freak me out. And I think he's a great writer. But that is one of the things that annoys me about him at times. And not just him. But I feel like a lot of writers and storytellers do that. Like, they just throw in the kind of crazy, we need a crazy psycho-religious person, and they throw them in there and they have them say crazy psycho-religious things. And yeah, I don't know, it just annoys me because it feels really cliche and very one-dimensional and shallow. And it makes me think of another Stephen King short story that got turned into a movie, The Mist. Because it was a crazy religious lady in there when they were all trapped in the grocery store and she starts, you know, building a cult around her. So it's kind of like, it's a theme that he likes to use a lot that I don't always love so much. So, to see the Reverend kind of go all psycho crazy, you know, religious dude was just a bit kind of, yeah. Really, that's my only complaint though, you guys, because I'm absolutely loving this show. If you haven't been watching, this was only episode number 4, so you have way more than enough time to catch up before the season is over, and I would definitely say you should do that. Okay guys, that's it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.